Hello, listeners. Welcome to Forex with Ntombi. I am your host, Ntombi Malatsi. If this is your first time, I welcome you. I hope you like it here. Please feel free to check out my previous episodes, especially the first episode on introduction, so that you can understand what this channel is all about. Why did I start this podcast? Who am I and why do I do what I do? I'm a Forex trader, I'm a Forex teacher, a Forex mentor, a Forex coach. I own a blog called www.learnfxtrading.net, which is all about practical tips on how to win in the markets. I also have an app on Google Play Store. You can download it from Google Play Store. It's learnfxtrading.net. I'm going to leave both links at the bottom of this episode. Hey there, residents of Forex with Ntombi. Welcome back. We did it. It's almost the end of the year. We are still here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate your listenership. I really do appreciate your feedback. I appreciate you sharing my episodes with your peers. It really means a lot to me because you are not only, helping me grow this channel, but you are also helping me spread the word because I can only reach out to so much people, but through your help, I can reach out to as many people as possible, which is why I actually started this podcast. I wanted to reach out, to as many people as possible. So I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much again for tuning in today. It's really cold, hey? It's cold. It's cold in Joburg. So please do take care of yourselves. Don't forget to, just take care of yourselves. You know what's happening. You know what we've been through. So today I want us to talk about trading capital. Your earning potential is highly linked to your startup capital. Now, this is something that people don't want to hear. People don't want to hear me saying this. They actually do not want to hear it. Every time I tell people that yes, you can make money, but it also depends on how much are you willing to invest. I usually just talk about investing in ourselves, but today I just want to talk about investing money because I think I've said a lot about investing in ourselves. I am probably going to say that again because everything that I talk about here revolves around, taking care of ourselves because it is all about trading psychology. So I cannot say trading psychology, but then totally ignore, our behaviors. So obviously, I'm going to touch on that. But today it is all about investing money. Of course, this comes after you have invested, in education and a whole lot of other stuff. But you also need now to understand that you will need to invest some money. Let's just define a startup capital. A startup capital, it is that funds or those funds that you set aside to start a project or a business. In this case, you are setting aside, some funds to fund your live account. I always say to my mentees, I want us to look at a trading account as starting a small business. You know why I'm saying that? Because it is all in the mind. Again, if you are resetting your mind from what it has been believing all this time that Forex trading is just quick money, you are going to reset it and you are going to find it easy, or easier to implement all the business principles that we implement when we start businesses. Up to this day, I don't know anyone who is running a successful business and the only thing that they worried about, just before starting this business was how much is it going to give them. Everyone who is running a business, we are also thinking about the cost of the business and also looking at the startup capital. So I'm just going to make an example, but I'm just going to try and keep it simple because I'm a simple girl and I love keeping things simple. That is the one thing that I think I'm gifted at, just simplifying stuff and making sure that people do understand. Like I always say, we cannot separate ourselves. There I go again, trading psychology. We cannot separate ourselves, from Ntombi that trades, Ntombi that makes voice notes, Ntombi that mentors people, Ntombi that is a wife, a mother, a sister, Ntombi who is a podcaster. I'm the same person, If I do not sort out, my personality traits or I am likely to just behave the same way in most of in most areas of my life. So what I usually say is that you also need to start shifting your mindset, in terms of what do you believe about your forex account. If you are still just looking at your forex account as some cash cow, everything that I share on this channel, it is not going to make sense to you, because you are either going to think I'm talking crap, or you are either going to think that I don't know what I'm saying, or I don't know what I'm doing. But if you have shifted your mindset, which is the biggest thing, you have shifted your mindset, and now you are looking at forex trading as starting a small business. I'm saying starting a small business because I haven't met anyone who started a forex account with R1,000,000. So I always say we are starting a small business. So as a small business owner, you will need to apply business principles that are going to help you grow this business. So let's come back to a trading account. A lot of times people do inquiries. So I'm just going to share a few of the questions that people are asking me almost on a daily. Guys, sometimes I don't know how to respond to these questions. So I'm going to just share. Sometimes I get a call from somebody who just stumbled upon my blog or wherever they get my numbers, then they will then call. These are the questions that people are asking me the most. Sometimes people will just ask me, so if I come and train, by you or train with you, will I get a black card? Guys, I don't know how to respond to this one, and I always have to take a deep breath, because it is also important to address people in a respectful manner. It is also important to respond to people and not make them feel like they are asking a stupid question. Actually, I always say there are no stupid questions in my book. If somebody asks me a question, they are asking because they feel that they needed to know that. Otherwise, they wouldn't have asked. So for me, in my books, there are no stupid questions. All the questions that people are asking me are always answer, and I always say to people, if you are asking me a question regarding forex, you must be willing to handle the truth, because I am not going to say what you want to hear. I am not going to say what most people are saying. You might just think I don't know what I'm talking about, because obviously over 95% of people who are trading forex, they are speaking the same language. That is why it is a bit challenging, to get my messages through to people, because here I am. I'm probably just part of 5%, and there's a whole 95% on social media who is actually preaching the same message. They're saying the same thing. So it's easier for people to follow the crowd. But I always just try to be, as frank as possible. I'm glad that I have this channel. Oh, by the way, guys, before I carry on, then I got my Spotify Wrapped thingy, where they are, just showing me how I did, in 2021. So in 2021, I made around about 23 episodes. Then what made me happier was that this podcast is reaching out to 39 countries. So 39 countries, people from 39 countries are actually listening to this voice, and it makes me happy, because that's what I want. I want to reach out to as many people as possible. So let's come back to what I was saying. So now, when you have decided that you are going to start, trading, of course, it's okay to ask me questions. So people ask me this question a lot. And I don't know how many times I respond to this question. I need to just record a voice note, so that when people ask me that, I'll be like, give me your WhatsApp number, then I will just send a pre-recorded voice note. But it won't be okay, because when people are asking questions, I also want to give them a chance or an opportunity to engage, because that is when I get to actually tell people, more about what really forex is and what to expect. A lot of times I do win, because by the time I drop that phone, they are looking at forex trading, completely differently, rather than when, they haven't spoken to me. So, am I going to get a black card? I always say, yes, definitely. then of course people are happy when you say they're going to get a black card. Then I add a big but. But you can get a black card, but this is when they now start like, okay, like, they start to feel down and like, this is not what they want to hear from me. But unfortunately, I'm going to say it because I want them to hear it, so that when they go ahead and they do this, they should know what they are letting themselves into. I don't want people to speak to me and after talking to me, they are still, being scammed out there. They are still falling for scams. They are still being lied to. If you speak to me and you continue being lied to, you are being lied to because you decided it is actually now your choice. Because after talking to me, I will just give you the truth. Then you can decide what you do with it. So I always say, yes, definitely, you can't get a black card, but that will also be determined by how much are you willing to invest. Okay, let's talk about black cards. Who gets a black card? You don't get a black card by having 200 rand in the bank, right? You don't get a black card by having 5,000 rand in the bank, right? You get a black card because you have the money, the bank that qualifies you to get a black card. So now, let's say you are now starting your Forex Live account, and you are starting with $100. Let me just speak in rand's name. Let's say you are starting with 2,000 rands, because usually people will say, "I want to start a live account. I've got 2,000." I'm gonna tell you a story about this other guy who said he wanted to start a trading account with 5,000 rands. Then I'm gonna tell you what he was expecting from it. Of course, that is not what he is expecting now, because now he knows better. So people will be like, I want to start, with 2,000 rands. Then I'd be like, okay, because the broker will allow you to start with 2,000 rands. So, starting with 2,000 rands, which is, it is small, fairly small, but your broker will allow you to start with 2,000 rands. Actually, let me just speak dollars, because I'm not only talking to South Africans. So let me just say you are starting your live account with $150, right? Then this person will ask me, so can I get a black card? Are all these students successful? People ask me those a lot. Then I'll be like, yes, you can get a black card, but then you will have to invest more money, because like I said, you cannot get a black card. You get a black card because you have money that actually qualifies you to get a black card. You don't just walk in at the bank and say, I want a black card. You get it because you become a private client, because you get a black card because of your funds. So now, if you're starting this is how I usually answer them. If you start with 150, then I will ask them, how much are you willing to invest? And then I can start with 150. I don't know everyone most people who are in South Africa, they usually just tell me they want to start with 2,000 rands. Okay, I'm not opposing that, but I'm just going to tell the truth. Then I will then say, okay, so let's just say you are starting with 150. And for your sake, I'm going to just go with 100%. Let's say you are able to make 100% return, with this 150 per month. How much would you have by then? Then they will then answer me. I know that this is not how it usually is, but for the sake of the conversation, so that I can also get my point across, I will then just say, let's say you are able to make 100% and you are doing it consistently. How much would you have at the end of the month with your 150? Then they will say $300. Okay, cool. Does that qualify you to get a black card? Because it is not up to me to make people qualify for black cards. I cannot make people qualify for black cards. I can only give people knowledge. So usually people will ask me that because of the things that they read on social media. Social media makes trading looks like you can literally invest $50 and then turn it into $20,000 in like 2 months. So most people think, that is why when you mention Forex, people jump. People think, wow, we're going to be rich. Someone said he thought, Forex trading was for Illuminati people. because of what? I don't know, because that's how people think. People think that when you say Forex, it's just miraculous money that just comes from nowhere. There is no miraculous money that comes from nowhere. We work. And of course, your startup capital, your earning potential is highly linked. When I say highly linked, I mean highly linked to your startup capital. So if you start a business, for instance, let's say let's start a business together, me and my friend. Then my friend has got like a bigger capital. Let's say my friend has got like $100 because we're starting small, right? My friend has got $100 or I have $50, but we both want to start a business. So we are going to go and buy some stock, right? So obviously she's got $100. She's going to get more stock, and in return she's going to sell and get more money. There is no miracle there. She has more stock. The reason why she has more stock is because she had more money. Startup capital was more than mine. I can also just buy my $50 worth of stock and go and resell. But if we were, let's say, buying the same things, there is no way that I can make more money than my friend. Of course, assuming that we are all selling the same things and both our stocks are sold out. She is going to make more money because of her startup capital. I am going to make money, but it is not going to be equal because of my startup capital. So Forex trading is exactly the same. A person who is trading with $50,000, let me just say $5,000, and compare them with a person who is trading with $500. These people may be trading exactly the same thing, taking exactly the same number of pips, but everything that they do is the same. But they are not going to end up with the same amount of money, because the one with a bigger capital has more, options. Last time I spoke about options, that when you have money, you have more choices and you have more options, because that's what money does. It gives us options. So the one who is trading with $5,000, they are also likely to trade a whole lot of other financial instruments that a person who is trading with $500 can't trade. Even though they say they are trading the same instruments, let's say they are trading the same instruments, taking the same number of pips, but because they are trading with different amounts, they are not going to be making, the same amount of money. So that is why I always say, if someone asks me, can I get a black card? I say yes, then I will go on and explain. Then it is up to them to believe me or not. But 5,000 USD and 500 USD, those two accounts are far, far apart in terms of, what they can achieve. You are also trading in smaller quantities when you are trading with a smaller account as compared to when you are trading with a bigger account. When you are trading with a bigger account, you are trading in larger quantities, therefore making more money. Of course, losses as well if you are taking a loss. But you are, everything is happening in bigger quantity because you are trading a bigger account. It is because of your capital. So yes, definitely you can get your black card, but you are not just going to come to me. You learn how to trade. You fund your account with $150. Then now you have a black card. I am not the one who is issuing, bank cards, black cards and, private client type of things. I am not the one who does that. It is the bank, and you need to qualify. Can you actually qualify just by trading Forex? Definitely you can, but you will need to look at your startup capital, because your startup capital will determine your earning. Your earnings, your earning potentials, highly linked to your startup capital. Another question that people ask me a lot, this other guy came and he said he would like to buy a GTI. This is not just a made-up story. This is something that I've heard, from this person who was doing an inquiry. And this person is laughing at himself even today. Even today, we speak about it and he laughs at himself, for thinking that he could actually achieve. And he also wanted to start with 2,000 rands. And then I said to him, yes, you can buy your GTI, but you are not going to buy your GTI trading with 2,000 rands. Then there was a whole argument, not really like bad argument, but we had a conversation, and I said to him, you know what, you can trade your 2,000 rands, but it will take you like forever to grow it to that amount to buy your GTI. Even so, you are unlikely to reach that amount unless if you are going to fund with your 2,000 rands, go and get some money somewhere else, and then come back and fund your account so that you can create a better trading environment for yourself, where you are also now trading like this person who is trading $5,000 dollars. You are trading in larger quantities. You don't really chase pips, because a movement in just 1 inch, 1 pip, 2 pips, you bank tangible profits. You don't worry much about a lot of things. You don't even have to stay for long in the market and stressing out. You can just get away with a few number of pips and make tangible profits. But then it is unlikely to take 2,000 rands and turn it into 50,000 rands in 2 weeks, because you will have to gamble. Believe me, you will have to gamble. You can take it there by luck, but then you also do not want to just live by luck, because luck does run out. It does. And when it does, it leaves you with zero in your account. So finally he understood. I'm glad he did. Another one said he wanted to pay lobola. Another one said he came with like a very serious story, and I had to take like a really deep breath, because I didn't want him to feel disappointed, and I felt like, oh my God, I'm just going to disappoint this person, because what I'm about to say here, he is not going to like me. But then I had to say it anyway, because I don't say these things so that people can like me. I'm saying these things so that people can understand what they are letting themselves into. Because when you have expectations that are unrealistic, you get disappointed. But when you know what you expect, you are never disappointed. Like if you fund your account with $150, do not expect to be building a mansion. It is not going to happen unless if you go and you work somewhere else, then you fund this account again, then you top it up. I did make an episode on how to grow a smaller account. Please do find it. It is very valuable. You will find ways on how to grow a smaller account. It's okay to start small, because sometimes people really need to start small, not because they don't have money, but maybe because they still need to learn this and this and that, and discipline and stuff. You don't, because you don't want to be funding your account with so much money when you are still struggling with things like discipline, self-control, because you are going to blow that account. Because the same person who can handle $100, it is the same person who can, because you need the same principles. It's just that with the other one, you are doing things in smaller quantity, with the other one in bigger quantity or larger quantity because of the capital. But if you cannot manage $100, definitely you cannot manage $5,000. It's not only about the money. But when you have expectations that are unrealistic, you get disappointed, because you fund your account with 150. Then you expect to make a living of this account. It's impossible, because for you to make money that you would want to withdraw and live off it, you will have to gamble. Like I said, you gamble and then you get lucky, but then when luck runs out, you lose all the money. Then once that cycle starts, then it becomes like a cycle. You repeat, because you are now just trading so that you can get back the money that you lost previously. But of course, it's impossible to do that if you have shifted your mindset and you are looking at your trading account as a business. You will understand that if you start a business with $100, you cannot expect returns that are the same as the returns of a person who started the same business with 5,000 rand. For instance, it's 2,000 rands versus 5,000 rands. Everything is happening a bit faster for a 5,000 rands business, because they are buying more stuff. With you, if we are selling fruits and veggies and you only had $50 to start, the other person had $200 to start. If a bag of apples get spoiled, then you lose a lot of money. You might not even recover. But with the person who is starting with like $200, for instance, maybe a bag of apples, because you are buying the same things, right? A bag of apples gets spoiled, they can still survive, because they can still have more of, other fruits or veggies or whatever that we are selling. It is because of the startup capital. So you will need to shift the whole mindset and just look at Forex trading as any other business. Then it will be easier for you to listen to me and not say I'm speaking crap. Nobody has ever said I'm speaking crap though. But I know that sometimes people listen to me and be like, she's speaking crap. Because obviously, especially when you are still hyped up, you just started Forex trading. And I speak to a lot of people and I have to okay, don't be calm down so that you can help these people to also calm down so that you can speak sense to them. And I always manage to do. I'm so grateful for that because there are so many people who would have lost thousands and thousands, of hard-earned money, just by wanting to trade blindly, getting involved in the markets blindly. So you see, I just made a whole lot of examples. And yes, you can get your black card. Yes, you can pay lobola. Yes, you can, buy your GTI. Yes, you can take holidays. You can do absolutely everything. But let's think about the capital. Because it really doesn't make sense though. It does make business sense to think of a business that has a startup capital. That is why I'm making an example, because some people may argue that there are businesses that you can start with a smaller capital. This is not about that. That is why I'm making an example of me and my friend starting a fruit and veg business. She is buying more stuff, I'm buying less stuff. We go when we are all selling our stuff and it's sold out. She gets more money, I get less money. But now, what is it that you can do to make sure that you grow this business? A lot of people that, another question. I get a lot of kids. I also did a podcast around this time. They are coming again because kids are now done with exams. Parents are now struggling because kids don't want to go to school next day. They want to trade Forex. A lot of parents will then call me, please try to speak to my son, speak to my daughter. I'm not opposing it. They can learn how to trade. It's a great skill. But I will then tell them the truth. Okay, parent, if they say they don't want to go to school anymore, do they have money to trade? Then I will then explain to them. Because when someone says, I want to make a living trading Forex, for me, making a living means you can pay for your school fees. You can pay for your, let's just not say school fees because they don't want to go to school. You can pay for your lifestyle, and you also have money to invest. You have money to save. You have money to give if you want to give to those people who are struggling. That is what making a living means. Making a living means you get the money from this account and you can do absolutely everything that you need on a month-to-month basis or whatever, you get to do that. So if you are going to invest 150, unfortunately, even if you make 100%, you are still not going to make a living. You will need to, grow this account, and growing an account when you are so eager to, withdraw money, it also doesn't work. But if you grow it, then you go and listen to that, that other episode, learn how to grow a smaller trading account. Oh my God, I've never made a podcast of 28 minutes. Let me just stop right here. I hope you found value in this episode. If you do, kindly share. Please tell me what you think. You can send me a voice note. I really do appreciate voice notes. You can send me a text. You can ask a question. You can also ask these questions that are addressed here. You can ask them if you still want to ask. Because maybe, there's something that I didn't cover. So don't be shy. Just ask questions. If you want to ask me a question, you can just ask a question, then I'll be happy to respond. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see if I can do 3 more episodes still in 2021, and but I don't think I'll make it to 52 episodes. There is not enough time, and I also don't want to be making episodes on a daily, because this is not just about me creating content. This is about me creating valuable content. So it's not about how many episodes I can do, but let me just say I will do an episode whenever I feel like. Let's see how many episodes I can do, with 3 weeks. before 2022. Let's see how it's gonna go. Thanks again, guys. Please do take care of yourself, and I really do appreciate you again. Until next time, thank you. Bye.